Welcome to a new video, and today we are in EU4. Yes, we're not in Crusader Kings 3. I think it's good to mix it up sometimes. And today we'll be looking at this nation right here, Macedon. Their name is a little bit more ancient, Macedonia. So it's Macedon. So we'll see how well they do. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Yes, they are buffed. We pretty much want them to make the Macedon Empire. That is going to be the goal. It's going to be hard because they're going to be the Ottomans, and so the Ottomans always causes a problem. I also would love to see this nation colonized because I don't know if that's possible, but it would be really cool to see them colonized. I do think they're going to do pretty well because I did buff them, and what did I do to buff them? I pretty much gave them advanced technology. So we're going to see how well they do. I did make sure not to buff them too much. I still think they're going to do good. I really like EU4. I think it's probably one of the best older games by Paradox. So if you haven't checked out this game, I definitely recommend you do. It's a pretty cool game. We are about 50 years in, and the Ottomans are absolutely destroyed. People have been taking pieces of them. The Byzantines are pretty much the biggest ones that have taken land. The Mamluks have taken land. Kandar even took land. The Ottomans are dead. Buffing Macedon pretty much made them murder the Byzantines. But besides that, Poland is actually doing really good, and so is Muscovy. Norway and Sweden and Denmark are getting destroyed by Muscovy, so we're going to have probably a very, very powerful Russia. Same with a very powerful Poland, Lithuania, Commonwealth. And it's mostly because the Ottomans are not bugging anyone, and the Macedons aren't really expanding. They are just kind of staying in this area. They are pretty buff, but they haven't done anything in these first 50 years. Their territory is quite small, and so it's really allowed a lot of these other nations to really take advantage of the lack of Ottomans. I don't know why, but Austria is doing amazing. This is one of the best Austrias I've ever seen. Also, the Commonwealth just popped up on the screen since we're playing in real time. That's why you should pause the game if you ever do observatories. But Austria, they're doing amazing. They have all this land over by France, they took it, and they also have a junior partner for Hungary and Bohemia. They're probably one of the most powerful nations in the world. I would say besides Macedon, they would have been the most powerful, but the Commonwealth just came here, so I now doubt it. So it's going to be an interesting fight between Austria and the Commonwealth because both these nations are probably the most powerful I've seen in a long time. It's going to be interesting to see who comes on top. So Macedon has created a nation. They had a formal nation, and that is Greece. And so they're looking quite good. They have spared the Ottomans for now, but the Byzantines were not so lucky, and neither is the Commonwealth. They're attacking the Commonwealth, which will allow Muscovy to just murder them because it's going to make the Commonwealth quite weak. We have my least favorite nation in EU4, Russia. Just kidding. They're my second least favorite nation. The first one's the Ottomans. They're the second because they almost always team up with the Ottomans, and they're going to be pretty powerful. The only real threats they have right now is Denmark and Commonwealth, and they've been being beaten up so much they should crush them. The only problem they might have is if the Commonwealth die, they'll border Greece, and Greece will murder their face. So hopefully Greece kills Russia, but I don't know if I would like that because the borders would be pretty bad, but we'll see. I don't know why, but Greece has really stagnated. They're just not expanding as much as they were. They've been going to war with Commonwealth, but getting not a lot of land, where Georgia really took away a lot of this land down here, and they just haven't been going to war with any of these nations. I'm not quite sure why. It could be alliances, and it kind of looks like that's what it might be. They're kind of not expanding because of the alliances they have, so they're going to have to break some friendships, or else they're going to stagnate, and Austria is going to take away this game, and possibly Big Daddy Russia, because they're looking really good. The colonial powers are starting to have some difficulties. Colombia is independent, which was Great Britain's, and this beefy Mexico is independent, which is Portugal, and this Mexico is powerful. There's a lot of weak nations here that Mexico can easily destroy, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a very powerful Mexico, maybe conquer all of North America by the time we end this video. We are at the end date, and I have to say, Greece looks pretty good. They really picked it up at the end. They really went after the Mamluks. I have to say, though, they hindered themselves so much. Georgia is their ally, and I think if they didn't ally with Georgia, they would be a lot more powerful. This kind of like stopped them from expanding into the Middle East, and I think really stopped them from possibly winning the game. It's going to be close because Russia is a monster. Russia, this is peak Soviet Union kind of Russia. Not peak Soviet Union, but pretty close. This is a pretty powerful Russia. Not peak. People are going to be mad at me when I say peak, but it's a really powerful Russia. The colonial powers lost most of their colonies, so they're not going to do so good. So Spain, Portugal, and the Great Britain probably won't be powerful. France, yeah, they ain't winning this game because Austria came to play this video. I don't know why Austria was so good this video, but they're doing great. The HRE is looking fantastic. This is one of the largest HREs I've ever seen. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Austria on the list. If I had to bet, it would be Greece, Russia, Austria, some colonial powers, probably Mexico too. Mexico looks great, maybe even Louisiana, but it's going to be interesting to see on the list. We're definitely not going to see Ming. I wish we saw Japan. I wish Japan would do good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the list. Number 8, we have Revolutionary Georgia, which is crazy. We didn't buff them, but pretty much Greece being there just made them OP. Mexico at number 7, they looked great. They were one of the biggest colonies I've ever seen. Ming is on the list at number 6, and they look awful. I can't believe Ming's actually on the list. Number 5, we have Spain, which they recently lost a lot of power because their colonies went independent. Great Britain, that's actually kind of a shocking 4th. They weren't that good. 3rd, we have Austria. I assumed they would be in the top 3. Number 2, we have Russia. And 1, we have Greece, and barely. This is one of the closest games I've ever seen. If we kept going, they probably would keep on passing each other, but this is a super close game. Same with Austria. They're all like 3,000 to 4,000. They definitely could have some big wars with each other. So if you liked this EU4 video, make sure to like and subscribe and suggest other EU4 or even other game videos that you would like to see me play. Thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe. Here are some other videos on the screen you can watch. If you would like to, you become a channel member to support the channel. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Thank you. See you later. Bye.